stage. But the irony today is, while I talk about stage presence and body language, my own body language cannot be shown, or probably you are not going to witness how I will be presenting over a stage. Uh, so this has become a new normal. So now many of our presentations, many of our interactions with companies, students are online. So how can we really show our body language or the importance of stage through online medium is what I'm going to touch upon. We all know body language is an important part. It is very vital for communication. Uh, so very recently, it so happened I had a construction major company which had come to campus. um, they had 50 students lined up for interview. So more than uh, 200 students attended, and 50 were supposed to attend for the final interviews. And it was already 9:30 in the night, and company said, we will finish the interview in 1 hour. I was really astonished. I asked, 50 students are there and you're only 5 HRs. How can you complete the interview in 1 hour? They said, we just look at it. What is our strategy in recruiting the students, and you will come to know. I was wondering how these students are being evaluated in 1 year, 1 hour, and the interview got over. So I was analyzing, what is the aspect we had looked up to. Student is attending interview, he's just walking into the interview room, answering a couple of questions, and he's coming back. At the end of 1 hour, they said we are selecting around 40 students out of 50. I was like, sir, the only three questions you asked was, tell me about yourself. What is your weakness? What is your strength? Only with these three questions, which everybody have answered, why did you reject? Then the aspect of body language came in, and the interviewer said, Pradeep, this is just the three parameters of question which we asked was not to evaluate the students, but we are more observant on their body language. We analyzed the students on the walking style and the way they came in, sat in front of us, the confidence which they demonstrated, and how they could really come up with an aspirational answer is what four parameters we checked. Looking at the candidate appearance, looking at the candidate how they answered is not what we looked up to, but we could judge the candidate based on body language. So this is very common. We all know the scenario of body language. We've learned enough of uh, times about how we can look up to it. But the challenge today is our body language, stage presentation is not happening. We as faculties, facilitators are facing a camera and talking. We are addressing each other. There are crores of deals which are happening over camera, over presentations. And all I can see is a slide in front of me. I don't even know the audience. Some of the times the audience have switched on the camera, not attend. So similar situation we are coming into. At this situation, how can we talk about stage presence? How can we demonstrate about body language? What are the important vital things? The only aspect which you can look up to is, what are the challenges here? Limited visibility. There are technology challenges. Sometimes there is electricity, internet issues, or anything. And more importantly, when we say eye contact is important, we have to look up the audience in their eyes. We have to really engage them. Where's eye contact? I'm looking at the camera. The camera is looking at my eye contact. This is a challenge. All what we've learned all these days about presentation skills go for a drain, or is not used when we are sitting in front of a laptop and presenting. But still we have to make justice. Our presentation has to reach. Now here we are using a lot of other tricks of the trade. So here the presentation matters. The skill slides are very important to look up to. How we can really engage the audience through slides. And I've seen several meetings and discussions or seminars where they read through. Now, reading is very easy. I can keep one material open in a notepad, and I can just read through. The other audience will think I'm reading through a material which is already there. So, the aspect of self motivating or giving out the information from heart or trying to convince the audience is slowly losing its charm. I can, while I am talking to you, I can have access to my WhatsApp. While I talk to you, I have access to my emails. There are several things which I can do in front of this laptop sitting, and I still have to do justice in the presentation aspect. How can I engage my audience? How will I look up to giving the best of my material and information, right? So there are certain tricks which is being taught here, and again, I'm using a lot of AI tools and lot of softwares which are my helping me in engaging. So what is the physical medium and what is the communication medium, online medium? How we can look up to utilizing the aspect. So in an online medium presentation, only my head and shoulder are visible. That's all. So where is my full body action, which we can see? Whereas if it is a physical presentation, the whole body is demonstrated. I can really be very vocal in showing my hand gesture. I can walk around the room. I can be really having a proper eye contact with all the 180, 200 audience who are sitting there. But here, where is eye contact aspect? The online aspect is only looking at the camera. And very notably, they said, you have to stare only at the camera. If you don't stare at the camera, the audience is losing their interest. By staring at the camera, I don't know what is the impact of material which I'm delivering. It is only the camera which is getting in. So there are several challenges which we look up to while presenting online. Also, the online medium of presentation is not difficult because we have access to other important software tools. The audience has also access, just to our presenter also has access. Now with this situation, how can I really do justice in presenting, right? So basic element while we look up to is the posture of presentation. See, when I'm sitting very comfortably on a chair, because it is evidently looked up to by a camera, the posture plays a major important role. If you see the diagram here, the posture of presentation is seen by the audience over a small gesture. They can literally, they're slouching a little front, so that shows the eagerness of coming right to the camera, not in the method of staring, but coming a little front to the camera and presenting. See the picture here. So it is easier to see how best we can look up to an online medium of presentation, the body language aspect of it. So the same thing can be implemented while we are presenting in our regular setting. So I don't advise while we are presenting in the classroom or teaching, too much of walking in the crowd has to be stopped. We should not be looking at going to the entire 80, 100 students or walking in the classroom, because that distracts the concentration of the students. So they will not be literally comfortable turning around wherever you're walking. So more importantly, posture is standing on a dais or in front of the podium, standing in one posture or a quadrant of square is very very important. While I stand using lot of my hand gesture, too much of hand gesture will be like doing a drama. So minimal hand gesture is very very vital in doing it. And while we do hand gesture, we should not point out fingers at anybody, the audience. It shows that we are very negative, we are pointing out to a specific person. But making a generalized hand gesture and showing it to the entire crowd is very very welcome. Why we have to do hand gesture is when a presenter is nervous, they tend to cross hands or rub their hands or mendel with their fingers. That shows that they are not confident. This is witnessed by audience. In the first instance, the audience will get to know that the presenter is not comfortable or not well versed with the presentation idea. Only when we are just pressing our hand or rubbing our hand, the audience will lose the essence of importance. So, while doing hand gesture, we have to be extremely evident to have an open arm gesture, which shows that we are talking with our heart. The more we do hand gesture, the different that shows that we are talking through our heart. Somebody, most of our eminent researchers or eminent faculties or presenters put their hand in their pocket and talk. That shows dominance. That shows I'm not interested in the presentation here. I'm more, knowledge, or probably that disconnects the importance of presentation, and the audience will not be connected to it. Likewise, uh, when we have to stand tall, use our open gesture, make an eye contact. These are simple things which we all know. And when I talk about eye contact, there are 500 people in the room. How will I make eye contact? When I talk about presentation skills, my favorite presenters are these politicians. I'm not representing any specific politician, but the way they communicate, the crowd they handle, 40, 50,000 people, and the way they talk, it doesn't really matter what they talk, but the way they have the command over these 40, 50,000 people, or at least 5 to 6,000 people in the audience are amazing. They definitely have been not trained on what to talk, how to talk, but they have the command over the crowd control. Many a times, uh, the when I spoke about the attention span in my previous class, the presentation is analyzed by an audience in just 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, the student or an audience will get to know how confident the faculty is, how confident the presenter is, and will tend to concentrate on the presentation in just 5 minutes. In that 5 minutes, how are they analyzing? In 5 minutes, they are analyzing only based on our body language, the way we are expressing. The content, the delivery, the experience, everything is fine. But if we don't have the proper setup of confidence in body language, they are not going to be attached to it. And we also have this unique aspect of um, staring at students. So when we are staring at students, it shows a very negative signal. We should not stare at any specific student or a audience. We always should have an eye contact with all the students in the. When I say eye contact, it is not individual eye contact with each and every student that becomes staring. It's a generic eye contact from first bench to last bench. You just have to have a glance. So the more you have that glance, the eyes will connect the audience. So first day, when I still remember, when I wanted to start my teaching experience, some of my seniors said, "Don't get scared about the student. Don't get scared. They will ask answer questions." On the first day, you just have to look at the board or the white wall which is opposite to you. Just do one uh, 1 hour of session to the white wall. That doesn't make justice. No, that doesn't bring it right. We have to have eye contact, we have to engage the audience, and we have to get them to be attentive and asking questions. The power of eye contact is like the message which we send is easily acceptable. The more eye contact connection we have, that much of bonding is developed with the audience and the presenter. Now, there are certain shocking facts which we have to look up to. 70%, we know this 70% of the communication is nonverbal. So, women are four times more likely to mirror another woman or the language that men that they are presenting. So, mirroring, we look up to presenting with a style, or we tend to copy a style. Like so we subconsciously do it. So when I talk about the aspect of psychology and body language, I myself will not have control of my own body language if I'm nervous. It is demonstrated easily. I will not have control on my eyeball movement or my hand gestures. So that is the beauty of body language. You can't hide emotions. It is always displayed, and it is not only specific to one region or country. Emotion can be looked up to understanding by each other across the human race. So we can really make out it. There are certain types. So here on an example, it's a fact which says there are 18 different types of smiles, but only one uh, does smile which reflects genuine happiness, where we really smile with our cheeks up. We openly show our teeth and smile. See, there is a small example. The eyelid becomes smaller, the cheeks become more evident. So this kind of smile, they say, is genuine. All others are fake. So this is already witnessed by our audience. See how a small smile can really bring in a change in the attention span of our audience, right? So frequently blinking our eyes. People blink more rapidly while lying or stressing. So normally the normal blinking of eyes versus frequently blinking says that they are trying to convince us with a lie. they're giving us information which they're not sure of, right? So some of the cues which are very vital, which are subconsciously done by the presenter, is what this slide talks about. So some of us are having a habit crossed arms, leg crossed. So here the audience can get disconnected if I'm just crossing my arms like this and talking. So audience says, okay, this shows that the the reach of information is blocked. So here we look up to dominance, presence, or not really taking what the presenter wants to give. And we all know the very vital handshake, the basic handshake. When we give a firm handshake, the confidence level of the other person increases. But what happens when we talk about firm handshake? We have to be extremely cautious when we are shaking a hand with women. We can't use a firm handshake method there. That becomes an abuse. Now we have to be really easy on the handshake which we give to the women. And sometimes we should not be insisting on a handshake when the women is not comfortable, right? So there are certain do's and don'ts when it comes to here doing it. Um, the crotch display, the dominance. Some of our men have, uh, habit of crossing their legs on podium, or they will be keeping their legs on some other objects, which is dominance, which is also not acceptable. This shows arrogance, or it is not acceptable by the audience at large. So some of the cues which we have to look up to while organizing ourselves on the stage. So very importantly. Um, So again, reiterating on the aspect of standing tall, keeping our shoulders back, so the aspect of talking with confidence, using our hand gestures more, having the eye contact, continuing with the same tonality will also put off the audience. So we have to really change our voice and use our frequency of tones in talking. Okay. The second part of my understanding of body language is, now that we have understood how we can stand, how we have to present, what is the aspect of body language, how to understand our audience, what are the cues that these audience are giving us, whether, whether they are they are getting the information, or they are disconnected from the presentation. So how can we get the cues from these the students at large? So some common cues which shows that student or the audience are bored is frequently if they are looking at their watch, if they are frequently looking outside the seminar area or the classroom, if they are playing with some objects. Sometimes we have seen students who are continuously nodding their head and showing their appreciation towards their teaching. So continuously nodding their head also does not mean that the candidate is taking all information. That also shows that they're just nodding their head to escape from getting recognized, right? So some cues which they are giving, they are not happy. And sometimes when we see that some of the students are mischievous, or the audience is getting discomfort, they will try to create some disturbance, by asking irrelevant questions, or making unnecessary faces, or just making some sound. At that junction, how can we react without losing our distraction, or losing the content of which has to be delivered? So easy for us to just point out to that specific person who is creating a problem and ask their question in turn. So before they could ask a question, if we pose the question, that shows that they have been watched. So the aspect of bringing the alertness is kind of very difficult. If you see the TEDx videos, all TEDx videos are not beyond 14 minutes. 14 minutes for presentation and 1 minute for Q&A. That's it. Even Q&A will not be a compulsory thing. Why 14 to 1 minute is because the attention span of an audience is only for that long. And trust us, we have to do lectures for 1 hour, 1.5 hours, and still expect the audience to be attentive. the students to grasp all the things, right? So it is getting a little evident of on our part to do justice in taking this to the next scenario. And other signs which the students will reflect is like, they're frequently fidgeting with pens and books. Um, so they're just looking at some blank screen. So another disadvantage when we put lot of information over a presentation is that, their concentration is more towards the presentation and the information what we are given than towards less of aspect which we talk. So when we give too much of information in the slide, it the effect of audience looking at the slide is more than looking at the presentation area. So we try to keep our text load very less minimal in the slide so that they listen to us. If everything is there in the slide, what is the point in the student understanding to listen to us? So we can just circulate our slide and make sure that, they're getting all the information there. So this pointer of creating a slide, we call it as slide umnet, slide umnet, slide umnet. The text, a slide with lot of text is called slide umnet. So we should never create a slide with lot of text. That will really pull the attention span of the audience. So if you're seeing a pattern of slides which I've created, it has mix of colors, it has mix of pictures, it has mix of text. So in my last presentation, I told you the kind of reaction which comes up from the audience to capture the image of the slide is what we look up to. Then the aspect of teaching which we can bring in. So the student is now more, the Gen Zs are more towards learning on screen than learning in class. The aspect of information which they grasp in over a computer or watching a YouTube video or a MOOCs material is become more than getting information from a physical teaching setup where a faculty comes and teach. So this aspect of adapting to digital teaching learning method is what is become a more challenge for us. And when we look up to how we can organize our teaching towards this is very useful, right? So some of the strategies which we use while talking is to talk about a quick to relate a quick story, like what I mentioned about my experience. So whatever the daily experience which we have to relate to the expertise, we can talk with a story using humor, asking a question on a quick poll. So take distracting them towards other subjects for a while so that they get to the summary of what we've learned. These are some aspects tricks which has worked. My main agenda of utilizing this space is when students get disconnected online when they're in online medium. How can you really look up to engaging these students who are there in the screen? What are the aspects which we can bring in? There are specific softwares which are really helping us in online teaching methods, and most of you might have really um, used these softwares. I want to talk about a software here. If all of you can participate in this, it helps, please. It is a simple software, and most of you might have already used also. It's called Mentimeter. I'm typing it here. It's a great tool. I'm just sharing my screen. Okay, can you see this screen now, Mentimeter?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Okay. So this is
Yes,
a
sir.
commonly used software which really helps us. Again, this also comes with some AI tag where it uses a lot of information from AI and helps us create a great presentation and a simple tool, right? So it also requires a sign up and a login. So very easily I can log in through my Google account. All right, so I am inside the software mentimeter.com. So this the advantage of this software is we can use our mobile phones and still do a lot of activities. We don't require specific laptop or a desktop computer only to access this. So I with this presentation, I'll say I want to uh, do an teacher survey presentation. There are many presentations which are already, formats which are already ready, but I want to uh, do a presentation on, say, let's say presentation skill. I want to do a presentation on presentation skills. So with the help of, I'll say start with AI. It's asking for more prompt. I'll say presentation skills. So it's generating a presentation for me. It's an online presentation which will be created, but it brings in a lot of interest and the way in which we can deliver our presentations. The simple management topic towards the complex technical topics, we can generate a presentation and use it for asking questions or presenting it to our students. It also creates certain interesting quizzes, polls, and activities which everybody can be attentive, right? So it has given me a template. So request all of you to just type in this code. You can utilize the system, or you can utilize uh, your mobile phones also for this. Okay, so I'm sharing in a presentation view. There's a small code here. Can you all request to go to mentimeter.com in your phones or in your mobile also? Just tell me once you get into mentimeter.com and use this code 417 in a box which says enter the code to join. Without any logging in, you can just type in directly 41725539. Request you to please respond. You can just go to mentimeter.com and use this code to join 41725539. 5539. You can do it with your phone also. You don't have to download any software. You can just go and type it in Google search. Okay, I can
Sir,
see
can you please repeat the code?
417. It is
Yes,
displayed
sir.
here on the screen. 417 25539. I can see 4 participants already. Perfect, right. Amazing. So I have participants joining in. So with this, what happens now? Improving presentation skills. This is my presentation. Look at your Mentimeter screen. How it is generating? It is generating through a quiz. So next slide. Introduction of presentation skills. So all this data I have not keyed in. It is already captured through AI. It is looking at presenting it. So it is asking you a question. So the you have to answer the question here. What is one word that describes your current presentation skills? Just say good, bad, ugly, or average, below average. You can submit your answer. So I'm getting some answers here. These are the answers which the participants are giving, right? What is one word? Okay. So better, amazing. See the answers from the participants is getting here. Expressive, amazing, confident, fantastic. All right. Now, this is a specific goal which is being displayed as a set of content of the presentation is being demonstrated here. Key principles of presentation, know your audience. Again, there's a poll which comes up. Which principle do you think is most important in presentations? You can submit it. There's 4 submissions. All right, amazing. So you're submitting the answers. Super. Fantastic. Visuals, using visuals. Super. Very nice. I'm increasing my participants list. Super. Structured content. All right. Okay. All these are important. Engagement of audience is the key answer, which is vital. So texting. So how do you engage your audience? So these are some text which is created already using humor, which we studied. Again, it comes with a question. What techniques have you used to engage your audience in the past? I say story. There is one answer which says they have used story. What techniques have you used in engaging your audience in the past? Visuals and narrative. Superb. Eye contact and engagement. Very helpful. Content related visuals. Very apt. Voice modulation. Creative. Superb. Narrative. Eye contact. Content including audio and video. Superb. You guys are amazing. Right? So interactive practice session. And so I just wanted to demonstrate this, let us not get into too much of understanding it, right? So it was a simple presentation which we created. And see, look at the engagement aspect. So this can be done in our regular classes where we can type in any of the subjects. Uh, if you want a specific subject, you can just tell me. We'll see how best we can create a presentation. So I did not use any medium of presentation. I did not ask for any content or data. I just went in directly to the software. It was a free software, just logged in, and I didn't ask my students to log into a specific website also. I just asked them to key in the number, and I could see the response. See, the fun of engaging the audience over an online medium of presentation is this can be done either online, or we can do it so we can customize our presentations. So we can look up to organizing any kind of subjects which we look up to: management, art, literature, right? So there is a teacher survey sample. Again, I want to demonstrate. Okay, request you to join this survey, please. Can you see the number? Okay, let's create a survey for this, please. You have to refresh your screen and just give the number which is demonstrated. You can create any type of questions you want. You have specific questions in mind, you can really do that. You can.
Sir, my Mentimeter screen is stuck in practice guidelines only, sir.
Madam, you have to refresh that. You just have to refresh. You can exit this. You can exit this. You can again type in Mentimeter. I'll create another new Menti. So from first, this is the screen, how it looks. Are you all able to see my screen? Yes. This is the front homepage of Mentimeter. So let us look up to human resource quiz.
So do we?
Yes, ma'am. Please tell me. Ma'am, you're not audible?
Sir, the code we have to type the same number, or
No. Every subject has a different code. The code differs from the topic which we choose.
Then what
sir,
code?
to enter Mentimeter, now which I typed the same number and again I got the same screen. That's why, sir.
No. I'm changing. You please ignore the previous exercise. I'm now creating another study material for human resource management, which is the most taught subject here. Okay, I say create. You can also, the regular presentations also, if you have ready, which we created last time, can be imported and made a attentive AI presentation, or we can use our AI Baba and create a presentation here. I'm going to give a prompt. I'm still creating a presentation, so it will then come out with a number. So it's asking for a theme. What
Sir,
theme?
may I interrupt you, sir? How will
Sorry?
we get the code, sir,
Once the
when we are doing it
no, once we
on
are
our own?
once we create a presentation, we'll get a code, madam. We have to
Oh.
first create a presentation. See, now I'm generating a presentation. I just did human resource presentation and AI is creating a presentation for us. So effective HR practices and policy. It says it gave me a draft. I can audit. I can alter it. So it gave me some content which is already ready. Now what I'll do, I'll say present. Once I do the present, it will give me the number here. Can you see my screen, full screen? It says use code 86853215.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is the code specific for our HR human resource presentation. Now you can just simply type that code.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Once again, tell the
Ah.
code.
8685.
Yes, sir.
Just a second.
Hello.
Just a second. 86853215.
Yes, got it.
3215.
86853215.
Now there's a ready PPT which it is given me on human resource management. So this content can be altered. So this is just a draft which I'm just showing it to you. If you want to add some text here, you can do it and everything. What this software predominantly helps us is it can create quizzes. It can increase the attention span of students through learning through fun. So then the regular presentation, it is more helpful. See, it comes to the first question. What is the first word that comes to your mind when you think of HR? You can key in your ideas. Recruitment, amazing. Recruiting staff, administrative assistants, superb. Organization or behavior, administrative assistants, amazing. See, this is the kind of answers which I'm getting through the audience at large by just simple uh, text, behavior, industry relations, super. So as a admin, I am monitoring all these things on the screen. So whatever the answers which respondents are giving, it is evident on the screen here. Now there is a little bit of subject matter. What is HR management? What are the things which we have to learn? And for right after the limited resource of subject matter, it gives me certain quizzes. What is the most important factor in recruitment? Job description clarity, correct. Candidate experience, salary offered. So I can create multiple quizzes like this. I can create multiple ways in engaging. See the answers. It will also tell us what is the right answer. I can create a leaderboard. Who answers first? Who's responding for quicker? So leaderboard also. Employee engagement. Rank the following performance management practices. Super. See, there are 13 participants, 14 participants in Mentimeter, but only 7 have answered.
ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಹಿಂದೆ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ಆಟ
10 have answered. Okay, so let us go to HR takeaways, Q&A. What is your biggest takeaway from today's session? AI tools. Superb. One answer already. It is just a survey.
ಅವ್ರು ಹೌದು ನುಗ್ತಾರ
Nice practice of presentation. AI tools are helpful in making presentation. Superb use of latest technology. So 4 responses, 14 in group, 10 more responses awaited. Amazing. Superb. Concepts, clarity. Excellent. Practice session, practical sessions. Wonderful. Effective presentation skills, practical use. Great. So 9 participants have answered till now. You can track this here. 15 participants are here, are responding, but 9 have given the response. So this is a simple basic presentation demo which I had to give it to you. Now it's time to listen to your feedbacks, experience. So there are several tools, but I have looked up to only taking Mentimeter because it is more user friendly, and we have to, when we use it in our regular classes also, it helps us to create it. So any doubts and clarifications here? I'm open for Q&A. Hope this takeaway of tools, AI, really makes a difference in our teachers' life, because a lot of us are now facing a challenge with a lot of age gap between AI driven students and the technology available at vast outside and our teaching material, right? So this is what I wanted to communicate. I'll be more than happy to listen to you, your experience. It is equally important for me to learn from all of your expertise. Open for discussion, please.
For resume, sir, for resume preparation, which AI is the best tool?
Ma'am, resume preparation, now there is an important concept which is coming called as ATS, application tracking software. You have to look up to a compatible software which gives you more than 95% of score. Now companies are recruiting candidates only if ATS friendly resumes are uploaded, and ATS picks up your key skills, your experience, and filter out the match of the job and your experience. Very recently, I had a conversation with some top multinational company, they opened a job opportunity for freshers in LinkedIn. In 1 hour, they received around 1,25,000 applications. 1,25,000 applications, and they had only 20 open positions for that role. So how will you filter out 1 lakh applicants? So with the use of ATS, ATS is a software which pulls out and says these are the probable candidates meeting your criteria, and this can be your fit. So it filtered out 100 resumes in just matter of 5 minutes and gave out of this 1 lakh applicants, this 100 students can be looked up to, and the filtration process then started. So all resumes now have to be created ATS friendly. There are hundreds of softwares available. You can create a resume with ChatGPT and see you can alter it according to ATS software. And most of it are freeware. And it's so now easier that we can create according to company specific projects. We can highlight company specific skill set which is required. So it is all through our Copilot and ChatGPTs only we can do it. But also we have to check our resume scores in ATS software. Where do we fit in the group? So if anything beyond 95%, we have chance that our resumes gets shortlisted or visible first, visible to the recruiter, or else if it is less than 95, the resume itself in digital applications, the resumes will not be pulled out.